Hi. So just to let you know, hi everyone, my name is Shayna Berlant, and today we're going to go over study tips. I am a Miami campus librarian, so if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm happy to answer anything you have, okay? All right, so let's get started and go over some fun stuff. All right, so the first thing we're going to go over are the how-to guides on the library's homepage. So let's go back to the library homepage. Okay, so we're going to go over the how-to guides. The how-to guides are located on the library's homepage under Guides, and then just select the how-to guides. So we're just going to go over some of the cool stuff that the library offers. So the Citation Manager Guides includes tutorials to citation managers, such as Mendeley, Zotero, the EndNote. And remember, these citation managers are not provided through the library. You just do the tutorials on how to use them. Mendeley and Zotero are available through the Writing Center's website. Let me show you where that is located. So you can just log in to my.usa.edu, and after you log in, you can select the Student Services tab, and the Writing Center should be the very last option for the Writing Center. All right, and then you can browse through the Writing Center's information, but we're just going to go over the resources. And they have the AMA manual, Grammarly. And by the way, the Writing Center is a completely separate department from the library. They're completely online, and they're a completely separate department, and they go over citation help and a grammar check and all that fun stuff. But they're provided through, for the citation managers are provided through the Writing Center, okay? So you can just browse through and download them for free. Also, EndNote you can get through IT, so just email IT support. If you need help getting to IT, you can go to my.usa.edu's homepage and just select tech support. And you can chat with them through their help desk, and they can help you out. You can email them. You can use their little guides on here. So they're pretty fun to use, and they'll help you out if you need to. But if you need help, it's there, okay? So that's for the citation managers. Do you have any questions on how to find the citation managers on the how-to page? Right, and if you need me to, I can email the presentation to you afterwards. Just let me know with all the links. Okay? All right, and again, it's under the how-to function, how-to button on the library's homepage. All right, other guides that we have on the library homepage, we have effective note-taking guides. So let me show you where it's located on the library's homepage. All right, so we're going to go to guides and under how-to. All right, we're going to go over effective note-taking guide, and that's where all this information is located. So again, I can send you my presentation afterwards if you need me to. And some information includes tips and tricks section, which includes color coding notes, because sometimes it's easier to remember something if your notes are color coded. And then you can say, oh, all those notes are under my blue notes, and all those notes are under my purple notes. Remember, it's always good to divide notes into bullet points. You can see here how I use bullet points, and you can see the separate sections easier. It's easier to be more concise. It's easier to remember. So it's a great idea to divide your notes into bullet points or sections. Mind mapping, I don't know if you know what mind mapping is, but mind mapping is when you create little links from one idea to the next. So sometimes you'll read something over and it just doesn't stick, right? So instead, to force it to stick, you can create some kind of an attachment to whatever you're reading. Like you can read about a surgery, and it's a good idea to create an emotional attachment to something because it's more likely for you to remember it. So you can you can say, oh, it's this type of surgery. Did my dad say something about my aunt needing some type of surgery similar to this? And she didn't use this one because this one is good for this situation and it's not good for this situation, which is why my aunt went with this situation. So that's why all the surgery happened. So you're creating a pathway in your mind from one idea, surgery, into the next. That way you can remember it. Because if you just read like a type of surgery on the paper, sometimes you're not going to remember it at all. So the best option is to create some kind of an emotional attachment to help you remember it. So you can see it during an exam and say, oh, that type of surgery. Wait, didn't it have something to do with my dad and saying something about my aunt? And then you can follow the pathway back to information about that surgery, and then you can actually remember it. So it's always good to trick your brain into remembering things. So you can always do that. We have a mind mapping guide under the effective note-taking guide. And it shows, I've used the image where it shows the links and like a visual representation. You can create a visual representation of linking one resource to the next. That way you can remember it. So let's move on. Okay, so our time management guide. That's actually on the website. Let me show you where it is. So our time management guide is located on the second page. If you go down, you'll see our time management guide. It includes a lot of really fun information and good things to use. So important things to take away from our time management guide are the 5 main tips, which are stick to a schedule. I'll show you in a minute how to download a software where it's free and create schedules for yourself. That way you can say, you know what, at this point of the day, I'm going to study. It's going to be for like 30 minutes, and then I'm going to do something else. Or I'm going to definitely work on this homework assignment, and I'm going to get it done and then move on. It's good to also set goals. So say, hey, I want to finish this assignment by this date. That way I have time to work on my next assignment. So setting goals for yourself is amazing. Make sure to put it on your schedule. Prioritize. I use the image here on prioritizing what you want to do. So it could be like things you must do, like you must study for this exam. You must by this date. You must the day of the test, or you must have all of your notes completed for this assignment, or you must complete this assignment. Must do. So you can say you must have done by a certain time period. You can also organize them into should do's, like, okay, well, you really should start writing your paper ahead of time, but if you fall behind, it goes into the must do section. Or I should organize my notes a little bit better. Maybe I should put them into bullet points or color code them, or other things that you probably should be doing, like just getting some stuff done that you really need to for school. Or C, nice things to do, like, okay, it would be great if I did type up all my notes. I haven't done it yet, but that would be a good idea to do that. So nice thing to do if you have time. So keep that in mind. It's always good to do that. So you can always organize and prioritize your note, how you want to get everything done. Assignments and deadlines obviously would be like top priority. Should do's, remember something that would be helpful to you, like doing it ahead of time, getting things done. Maybe if you receive the assignment like a month ago, you should start working on it immediately instead of waiting till last minute kind of thing. Nice thing to do, just organizing notes a little bit better, things like that. So if you just came in, remember I can send you my presentation afterwards. I'm recording right now, and if you have any questions, just let me know. And by the way, I'm Shayna, and I'm the Miami Campus Librarian, so just let me know if you have any questions. All right, so other time management tips. Limit distractions around you. I know that can be very, very difficult, especially if you have kids or you're taking care of an animal or something, is going on in your life. But it's a good idea to try and limit distractions to the best of your ability. Like there's a lot of noise in this living room. I'm going to go into another room. Try to limit, maybe put up curtains if that helps you with visual distractions, blinds, or just moving yourself to a new location, using headphones to try and focus, like noise canceling headphones. It's good to try and limit distractions as much as you can. So try to keep that in mind, especially for studying. I know some people, study really well with distractions, but it's not like the best for memorization. Remember to take breaks. Breaks are very important. And on that note, I'm just going to go over the Pomodoro technique. So that is actually a method that we have links to, on most of our pages, actually. So the Pomodoro technique is a studying technique. You set the timer for 20-25 minutes, and during that, once the timer starts, you study, you work. It doesn't matter what you do. You work on your notes, you work on your assignment, you study for your next exam, you cover something that you need to do for your class. Group activity, something you need to do, and during that entire 20-25 minutes, you are working. When the timer goes off, you take a 5-minute break. And then, you can watch a YouTube video. They're pretty short. You can go outside, get some fresh air. You can walk around. You can grab a snack if you're hungry. Grab something to drink really quick. You can also make in 5 minutes, a smoothie shake, like a protein shake if you want. And then when the timer goes off, you go back to working. So you work on your notes. You go over your notes. You read. You focus on, your assignments. You maybe watch a dissection video if you need to, or something like that. So that way you're tricking your brain. Because normally people think, oh man, I gotta study. Oh, I don't want to do that. That's like so annoying. I don't want to do that at all. So yeah, I get that. That happens. But this is a great way to trick your brain into liking studying. So you'll be like, oh, okay, I only have to actually study for 20 minutes and then I can take a break. And so it's tricking your brain to enjoy it. So you're thinking, oh, okay, I only have to study for a couple of minutes and then I can take a break and I can just keep going. Some people just keep going for like 3 hours just doing the Pomodoro technique. Study, take a break, study, take a break, study, take a break. And, that's all great. As long as you're taking breaks, as long as, you're getting some stuff done, that's important. But during your breaks, remember, don't study because you're supposed to be relaxing, resetting your brain, and that way when you get back into working, you're like focused. But if you're just gonna think about what else you want to do, that's not good. So once the break starts, go take a break, go walk outside, relax. When the timer goes off, then you go back to work. Okay? So any questions on the Pomodoro technique? I don't see any questions. So again, next one is the How-To Guides for Tech Tools for Students. So let me go over how to get to that on the library homepage. So we're going to go, and again, so remember, on the library homepage, we're covering the guides under How To, and then we're just going to browse through to the next page. And then we're going to cover Tech Tools for Students. So that's the guide we're going over right now. Okay. So let me go back. So the Tech Tools for Student Guides. And remember, if you need me to send you the presentation afterwards, I can do that with all the links and everything. Just let me know. All right. So life hack guides. I included a bunch of links and stuff. So the first one is AnyDo. It's a personal task manager for school. So remember how I said that there's a free schedule that you can use? This is it. You can create a task for yourself. I included an image over here that says to add a reminder to yourself. That happens. Sometimes you don't remember things until it's the last minute because you have so many things in your head. Okay? So it's great to schedule everything onto a task manager. And then you can send yourself alerts and stuff like that. It's fun. So remember, it's all free, so just you can use that one if you want. HeySpace is a task management software for teams, such as groups. So if you need to do a group assignment, you can assign different tasks to each person and see the progress on how long it's taking them and what they've done and completed for the assignment. That way you guys are all on the same page. All right, and I include the links to it. All this is free stuff that we found online that's all free for you guys. San Velo, the breathing and relaxation techniques, and I highly recommend that, especially if you have a lot of anxiety. sometimes, especially testing, like test anxiety, that can get you really stressed out. So, you know, it's a good idea to use some breathing and relaxation techniques and stay calm, you know. So that's free, that's available for you. Small PDF, it's like Adobe. So if you guys don't have Adobe, you can use small PDF where it compresses PDFs or merges them with them and converts them, you know, fun stuff. So if you don't have Adobe, you can use this instead. And again, I'm going to send you guys all the links if you want me to. Speech notes, it's an online dictation tool that transcribes what you say. Now, it's not completely accurate. If you use Google Dictate, the Google dictation tool, it's a lot like that, where you speak into it and maybe get just some of it or most of it. It depends. It may not be completely accurate, but if you need it, it's there, okay? So you have speech notes, and you can have a dictation tool. That way you can get an idea of what you were thinking at the time and then focus on it later. Okay, so that's the life hacks section of the tech tools for student page. All right, studying. So we have so many things. Like I didn't even go over even half of the stuff that we have access to. But studying, I include all the links for these guys. Anatomy and Learning is a 3D visualization tool. We have other stuff on the website. I'll go over that later. But this is one of the 3D guides that we have. We have a lot of them. Quizlet, which are flashcards and study games. So I don't know if you guys remember, but like a few years ago, they had that game where you would put your phone against your forehead and it would say like a clue. And then the other person would try to give you like clues as to what that word is. And then you can, and then you're supposed to guess as to what it is. So it's like that, where you can create little flashcards and study games and stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun to play around with, and you can create a bunch of stuff to quiz your friends. And it's great for group studies. So if you have group study activities, or if you want to use flashcards and you don't have index cards, you can use Quizlet instead and just quiz yourself. That way it helps you remember. All right, so that's a lot of fun. That's free to you. All of this stuff is free to you guys. Office Lens helps you capture and digitize whiteboard notes. So I know you guys love writing all over whiteboards. I don't know if you've been to a library, but a lot of times you can check out whiteboards from certain libraries, and then you can write all over them, and then you can just use Office Lens to take a picture and then digitize it to add to your notes so that you can just look them up later. So it's a lot of fun. Simple Mind mapping, if you guys remember what mind mapping is. Simple Mind will help you with creating the pathways in your mind between your notes and something emotional that you can relate to. Like a story you heard years ago or something like that, or relating to your family, or relating to something that is going to help you remember that word, like that study, that injury, that treatment. You know, it's great to use mind mapping to get yourself to that spot. The Pomodoro timer is on there. You guys remember, it starts at 25 minutes and then goes off. Once it stops, you take a 5-minute break. So you work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break, go relax, then go back to work. All right, medical dictionaries. We have a crazy amount of medical dictionaries on Search USA, but there's some here that you can just get on your phone. So on our website, we also have Dynamed on there, so you can use that. You can use the medical dictionaries, so we have tons of them. More things are exam prep software, so let me show you where it's located. All right, so you guys should be seeing my Tech Tools for Students page on the website, and under Life Hacks, again, this is how it looks, where you just click on them and then you can just browse through them. And you can load them and just play around with them, create your own schedule. So you can, there's a scanner on here. It's a crazy amount of stuff on here. Time management software, there's so many of them. So please use them if you need it. Studying, this is how it looks. And we have all kinds of stuff on here, including the Visible Body apps. In case you need those, that's there for you. Anatomy Learning, more 3D visualization tools. You have so many. it's a great idea to start looking into them if you need it. Muscle, you know, anatomy, and just a great visualization tool. Sometimes it's easier to play around with a visualization tool than to read about something and then try to think about what it could be. So it's a good idea to play around with it. All right, there's a ton of stuff on here, including Pocket Prep. So those are free to you guys, free tools to help you study. So there's more speed reading games on here if you need help reading faster. So lots of stuff on here. And there's more, so just play around with it in your own time. We have a ton of stuff on here. Okay. So those, and again, this is the Tech Tools for Student page on the library homepage. All right, so let's go to the next one, other how-to guides. So we have a lot of stuff on here, but just to point out, finding quantitative and qualitative articles. If you're having trouble with that, we have a guide on how to look that up. We have information skills, including you know, peer-reviewed versus like magazines and newspapers, and evaluating websites. Sometimes your teachers will ask you about evaluating websites, so we have a guide on how to do that. Writing case reports guide in case you need help. These are all links to our actual guides. Let me show you where they are. So we're going to go to under guides, how-to guides. All right, and then we have like a ton of stuff on here. So copyright, if you want to know about copyright guides, again, finding quantitative versus qualitative research guide. And it goes into detail, so that should help. We have a lot of stuff on here. Predatory publishing is good in case you're getting close to publishing. Scholarly profiles, that's also a good one. Writing case reports. So we have a lot of great guides on here. All right. So those are the how-to guides. So let's go over the ByCourse Guides. So how to get to the ByCourse Guides will be on our library website. You go to the top. And you select Guides and ByCourse. All right, and then you can just select Anatomy. If you want anatomy links. We have ebooks on here. We have videos, including the app, so the Visible Body apps. And if you don't want to download it onto your phone, we have the computer app where you just link to it on your computer and you can browse through it if you want. So that's there if you need it. And remember, visualization does help a lot with studying. It's good to try different techniques for learning because you never know what's going to work. So it's a good idea to try different ones. All right. And then after you log in, you should be able to see the Visible Body apps, and you can play around with them. They take up a lot of space on your mobile phone, so you can also just use the desktop if you want. And you can play around with them and just view the different screens and stuff. So we have a lot of information. All right, and so that's lots of fun to play around with. I recommend that. The anatomy tools are over here, like the JROT anatomy tools. There's you know, dissection videos on here. So you can play around with dissection videos and look at them. There's a ton of stuff on here. So let me go over also another guide that we have under the ByCourse guide. Evidence-based for practice for healthcare professionals. So we have a lot of stuff on here. Prisma, literature searching, how to do literature searches. If you're having trouble, you need some help, we have guides on that. So we have lots of stuff available for you guys. And that's all free, so just, you know, enjoy. And all of these are links, so just let me know and I'll send them to you afterwards. All right, so the next one is research tips. So remember the 3 R's, read, recite, review. So if you're having trouble focusing, that happens to all of us, you know, it's fine. So just read like an article, recite it to yourself out loud, say, oh, this is what I just read, then review it. Oh, this relates to this assignment because of this reason, this goes over this information, this is why it's useful, this is why it's not useful, and then, you know, just move on. So just read it, recite it to yourself, review it, then move on. If you remember it, great. If you don't, you can always go back to it. Okay, so don't stress out about it. Skimming and scanning for your topic. You can use, this is great for articles, like if you want only a certain topic and you're trying to find it in an article, you can use the Control F feature and just look for finding like a keyword in the article. Like if you only want you know, heart disease or something, you can do Control F, put heart disease, and only looks for heart disease. All right, practice your speed reading skills. Remember I said there's a speed reading game. I linked to it here. And it's for free online. It helps you get better at speed reading. Contextualize. View what you're reading through your own experience. Remember mind mapping. So you relate to your own experience, and you keep that in mind when you're relating one idea to the next to keep it together so that you can remember it. So you can always trick your brain to learning anything. Pretty cool. Remember to take notes. So we have a note-taking guide. And I already went over that. Remember to take notes, color code them, create bullet points, create sections. You know, it's a lot of fun. You can always play around with it. And those are reading tips. Okay. Brainstorming essay tips. So remember to, if you're having trouble coming up with an essay idea, that happens. Don't worry about it. So if your teacher asks you to write an essay, ask yourself some questions like, what is interesting to me? What are my interests? What do I like? Do I like music? Do I like sports? Do I like animals? You know, what interests you? What do you want to learn about? And what captures your attention? And then ask yourself, what is my assignment? Do you need to cover a certain injury? Do you need to cover a certain treatment? You know, et cetera, et cetera. So what is your assignment? And then combine the two. Make the topic something that's interesting to you that you're going to like. Like you like music. I put some examples. So if you like music and you're looking for treatment, like physical therapy, you know, you can combine how does music affect, you know, people who are in physical therapy. You can put how does music affect coma patients. That's a pretty big topic. If you, you know, if your assignment's about like rotator cuff surgery and you like animals, you can put rotator cuff surgery on and how it's used on horses, because that's actually something that happens quite a bit. Rotator cuff surgery is used on horses. They have those huge limbs and, you know, their shoulders hurt. You know, sports injuries, you know, just look up any sports injuries and relate to your topic, or sports injury and then treatments. You know, if you're looking up anxiety, if that's part of your topic, you can look up anxiety in dogs. You know, dogs suffer from anxiety. So combine your interests in something that you're going to like, in something that is going to be fascinating to you. It doesn't have to be boring, you know. This is something that's supposed to be fun for you. So whatever your assignment is, no matter what it is, maybe it's, you know, physical therapy or occupational therapy in children, and you prefer, you have a hobby of gardening. So has anybody tried gardening in children, in, you know, occupational therapy or physical therapy for children? So just combine your interests, something that's interesting to you, that you like, and that you can combine together. You never know what's going to come up. It's good to look up your keywords, okay? Also, make sure to include your notes from class in your essay when you're writing on an essay to stay on topic. So a lot of assignments are usually reviewed in class before they are assigned to you. So you might have an entire class that's dedicated to rotator cuff surgery. And then you can just look up your notes and just include them as bullet points or as paragraphs in your essay. And then your essay is pretty much done. You can just include that information. You can just frame it relating back to your topic, like horses and rotator cuff surgery. And, you know, you do your introduction, you do your conclusion. In the middle, you include your notes from class and create each one is its own paragraph. And then next thing you know, you're already done with the assignment, and then you could just move on. So do something that's interesting to you, that you're going to really want to write a book about, something fun that you're going to like, okay? A lot of times your notes will be on like pros and cons of different treatments or different injuries. So remember, you have so much information at your disposal. It's super easy to do an entire assignment or entire presentation about it and still have tons of information left over that you have to use. So keep that in mind when you're doing your research. All right, managing your references. So let me show you a reference page. Go back to the home screen. All right, so remember to start your search in Search USA. So let's put rotator cuff surgery and see what comes up. All right. Remember to always do one keyword per line. So rotator cuff surgery is a keyword. And notice I didn't put horses on there. So I'm going to go to advanced search. And you can also do horse and add a little, look what comes up. Horse therapy, horse racing, horse riding, tons of interesting things you wouldn't even think about. And I added an asterisk to get the alternate endings of the word. So you can do that too. Delete the ending of the word, add an asterisk, get the alternate endings. And then you can see what comes up. There's some ebooks and stuff like that. So you can also limit on the left-hand side to your search. So you can select peer reviewed to get rid of the ebooks because ebooks are not always peer reviewed before they're published. So if you're coming up with a lot of ebooks, you want to get rid of them, you can just select peer reviewed. All right, and then we're going to click on one of them. So there's a lot of fun things on here. So it's a good idea to keep track of your articles that you like. So like, let's say that you like this article. So it's a good idea to email the article to yourself. Use a little email function and just put in your email and send it to yourself. For the citation button, do not use their citations. They're not always up to date or ever up to date. So just do your own citations. But all the information is here. So, but you don't know when they was put in, if anybody double checked it, human error. So just double check all citations and make sure it's fine. You can always use the, let me go to the Writing Centers page. So you can always go to the Writing Centers page and select Writing Center. And, you know, let's say you want to do APA, let's just select APA. And then just browse through their examples down here. All right, and then you can just make sure that it fits the model that you're supposed to be using for class. And you can just, oops, there it is. Okay, and then you can just copy and paste it and make the changes as needed and just keep track. So you can create a separate Word document and just copy and paste the citations along with the permalink. So the permalink here is a permanent link to this article summary page. So that's great in case you need that for class. You can just, if your teacher asks you for an article, you can just copy the permalink and just send it to your teacher. And that's a permanent link to the article summary. So every time they click on it, it's going to take them back to this page. So again, you can use the citation button and copy the citation, but just make sure to change it as necessary to the updated version or whatever your teacher wants for APA or AMA. All right, and then you can just click on permalink and copy and paste the permalink into a separate document if you want. You can also use the Google Drive and save it to your storage on Google Drive. I know some people have accounts, so you can just click on it, log into your account, and save it on there so you can use it later. You can use the export feature where you can export the citation into a format that's easy for you to view. And then you can just create your own like spreadsheet of citations and then just go over them later if you want. So there's a lot of fun. I don't recommend saving. Do not save onto Search USA because then it has so much information. It's not made to save information. So it's just whatever it's providing to you. But do not save onto there because it's not meant to save for long periods of time because there's too much information on here as it is. So don't save onto it. So again, you can use the Google Drive, email it to yourself, export it, or you can, let me go back. Or you can create a separate document like Microsoft Word and just save the reference citations and the permalinks, okay? So it should be pretty fun and easy to use. All right, additional resources, the ebook collection. I have links to our ebook collection. And if you're wondering where our ebook collection is located, we have on Search USA, if it, you remember in the last page, I did have a lot of ebooks that came up in my search. So if you start your search in Search USA searches most of our databases in a single search, including our ebook collection. So ebooks will come up in your search. Okay, so you can just browse through our collection and look up ebooks, or if you want, you can go to our ebook collection straight on our website. So you can go directly to our website and browse to our ebook collection, okay? All right, so that's fine. So that's how you get to ebooks. I include the link. Presentations, you can also make them for free. I include some links here to some free software to make presentations for free. Remember that Microsoft Office is available to you guys as students completely for free, and you can just download it from their website. That's just a link to their website. Let me just go back to the IT page. Again, it's under IT support. And then how to download and log into Microsoft Office is over here. Free access to Microsoft Office. All right, and that's just a link to how to get there. So again, Microsoft Office is free to you guys as students, so I recommend you guys downloading them. Another one is Google Data Studio. That's also free to you, so that you can just create presentations, graphs, all kinds of stuff in there. It's crazy. The Writing Center's page, remember the Writing Center is great with citation help, and I showed you the examples of where the citations are. They provide access to Grammarly, Zotero, Mendeley. They also correct your paper, so you can make an appointment with them. Make sure it's at least a week in advance, and then you send them your paper, and they can correct it. Let me show you their website. Yeah. Okay. So on their website, the nice thing about their website is that they have their own page where you can create an account with them for free. No, they moved it to the top. Make an appointment. So you're going to make an appointment with them and just log in to their website to make an appointment, their appointment website. Just register to an account for free where you log in, and then you can view the schedule and make an appointment with them at least a week in advance so they can go over the information with you. It's going to have to be at least 2 weeks if it's around finals, because everybody needs their papers checked around the same time. So just give it some chance for them to look it over at least, because you want them to do a good job. So just give them a chance to look it over so they can go over everything. They also review references, all kinds of stuff. So remember to use a Writing Center. All right, I include another library guide on quantitative versus qualitative, and a Pico help guide that's on our own library website. So if you need help with Pico, we have that. All right, so any questions? And again, email me afterwards, and I can send you my presentation with all the links. It's up to you. So if you have any questions on that, just let me know.